Good morning, Starshines. Good morning, good morning. I put up a quick poll. It's gonna be my Stitch is your command this stream. So quick poll, it's up for 5 minutes. Let me know what you'd like to see me stitch on for the first half of stream. But then yeah, let me say hi to all the peoples. Oh, sorry, Earls. That was a unwelcome tail touch. I'm sorry, Earls. But hello, good morning, Toot. Good morning, Cryptic. Good morning, Argyle. Morning, Mike. Hello, Lady K. Thank you for the appreciation, Lady K. We're gonna be very, very gentle because I touched her tail and she didn't like that. So we're only gonna give touches that she appreciates. And good morning, Hillcat. I'm so happy you're here. Yes, a big happy birthday to Blaze and Sparks, Hellcat and Cryptic's ginger boys. I can't believe they're a year old. I can't believe they're not little tiny kittens still. Hey Gardens, good morning. I hope you're all enjoying your morning coffees. I have Mary Cherry. I was actually on full autopilot when I was making coffee this morning. I've got 5 tins of 5 glass canisters of 4. I can count. I've got 4 glass canisters of coffee on the coffee bar and then a bunch of bags. I was not even paying attention. I opened a canister, scooped coffee, put it under the hot water dispenser, turn it on, and realized that I didn't know which canister I had just opened. I knew it wasn't a bag. I knew it was a canister. I didn't know which one it was. So I had mystery coffee until I took the first sip. But it is indeed Mary Cherry. So it's one of the Coffin Creek holiday specials. And it's in my snail mug, my snug, which you guys are very familiar with because it has become one of the icons of this channel, along with Miko's amazing work. So yeah, quick poll up at the top, whatever you want me to stitch on for the first half of stream. I'm actually I was in that Startitis mood. Like, we've all been there, especially this time of year. Everyone's talking about New Year, new start, Christmas Eve start, Christmas Day start, special start. Thanks for the lurk, Hellcat. So I was feeling very, Startitis-y. Because I keep starting things for the shop. Because I need to, because either I need a sample for it, and it's something that I want to exist in our house, so therefore I need to do the sample of it, or something that I just genuinely want to do because I like my own work. So I've been starting lots of shop samples, but I haven't started a new non-shop sample in a really long time. So I was feeling very much like I want to start something that isn't shop related. Actually, let me grab my book here, because I can't remember when I started Green Bungalow. Let's see. So yeah, the 3 whips that I have working, the 3 non-shop whips, I have 9 things. 3 of them are non-shop, 6 of them are shop. I started them at the end of September, the end of January, and the beginning of October. So it's been a while without a new start or something that isn't shop related. But I then realized that I'm actually in a very good spot with my whips, because I always wanted to kind of be in a place where I had 1 full coverage going on, 1 sampler, and 1 partial coverage, and 1 shop sample. So kind of like a 4 whip rotation. And I'm there. I actually am there. Because, okay, I see Pumpkin Couple has 1, so we'll pull Pumpkin Couple, but I'll show you, I'll try and show you. So I've got Green Bungalow by Jet X Stitch, which is in the sampler category. I've got Woodland Enchantress, which I'm not actually going to pull out of the bag, but you guys are familiar with her, which is the full coverage. And then I've got my partial coverage, Pumpkin Couple. So I'm actually in a good spot there. It's just the 6 things for the shop that I need to work through. Oops. But having figured that out, because it was the 6 things for the shop that was making me feel like overwhelmed and like I shouldn't start anything new. Oops, sorry, Earls. Early, you want to lay down over here? Early, you gonna turn around and see where I'm pointing? No, but Gigi did. Hi, guys. Alright, let's see if I can, like, stitch right in this little in-between area. But realizing I was at that point with my whips where I kind of had one in every category, I didn't actually want to start anything new. So I'm not going to be doing a New Year, New Start. I did not do a... I did not do a Christmas Eve start. I did not do a Christmas Day start. And I'm not planning on doing anything like that. I am looking forward to working my way through these... Guys. Okay, break it up. Back to your corners. Hey! Seriously. Break it up. Early was here first. Right. Gigi just bullied Early off the desk, and then Early jumped down, and Bella started bullying Early on the ground. It says the kids woke up and chose chaos today. Maybe they're celebrating with Blaze and Sparks. Yeah, that's true. Early was here first, but Gigi was here chonkiest. Oh, Bella's in your lap. That was Sam. Okay. Oh, hi, Sam. Yes, I see you now. Oh my god. Everybody says they're like our boys this morning. You're not allowed to do anything but pet us. Yeah, Sam the kitten. I don't think I'll be able to get her on screen. Maybe he's big enough to fight? She likes to think she is. She's Gigi Jr. She's learning how to be big and chunky like him. She's even started walking like him. It's so cute. And yes, she desperately wants to play with Bog Witch Early. Hi, Gigi. Right, okay. Toot says Sam desperately wants to play with Early, and Early desperately wants to be left alone. Yep. That kind of sums up Early's personality in... See, if I cover Gigi up, he doesn't blow up the camera. That sums up Early's personality in a nutshell. It's just how I'm stitching now, apparently. Gigi. My son. Okay. I am free. I said I am free, and Early jumped up beside me. But she's going over to the window. Okay. The children really did wake up and choose chaos. But yes, I'm not doing a new start. I'm going to work on the things that are in each of these categories, and then when I finish the thing that is in the category, I will start something new from that category. This is the plan. This is my design. This is my goal. We'll see how long I stick to that. Problem is that I have ADHD, which craves novelty. But hopefully my chop pieces give my brain enough novelty for that. Because I really want to get more progress in on Enchantress this year. Mike says that is amazing self-discipline if all goes to plan. If all goes to plan, yes. It's kind of the I don't even know if it's discipline. I think it's just structure. And I need a little bit of structure right now. And of course, that could completely fly out the window in a few weeks, a few months, when I need new start dopamine more than I need structure. But for now, I'm happy with structure. She says, yes, structure. Louis does not choose chaos. He is one with chaos. He is the chaos. Is it Louis or Louis? I'm never sure. Lady K has a standard poodle. A standard poodle? A poodle. A poodle of some kind. He's very handsome. French name for French do? Okay. French dog. French coo. Name is Louis. That was what I assumed, but Canadian, so. He is a standard. Okay, cool. Speaking of, so this is in no way, this is absolutely a plug, but I had no idea that Boxing Day was not a thing that the States did. I think I knew this at some point in my brain, but I was reminded of it this year. Sam just came tearing in here, followed a moment later by a very sedate Gigi. And he looked at me and just let out a kitty sigh. He is a single mom who works too hard. That's a lot of kitten for one little Gigi to take care of. But yes, we are running a Boxing Week sale in the shops. Boxing Day being the day after Halloween, Christmas? The day after Halloween, yeah. So we are running a Boxing Week sale. It's 30% off everything in Etsy and Coffee. I actually meant to do a pin message for it. I think I have when the timer comes up, I will pin it. But yeah, if you've been eyeing the patterns, now would be the time to grab them. The sale is going on from yesterday through January 1st. There is no code needed on Etsy. On Coffee, the code is BOXING2025. I did know at one point because I had to explain it to you. Yeah, like I feel like I knew it and then like I was surprised again. But yeah, we didn't really have Black Friday up here when I was a kid. That only started becoming a thing maybe 20 years ago because our Thanksgiving is a month earlier, so Black Friday was just normal Friday that happened to have a lot of sales in the States. Our big shopping day was always Boxing Day, and that was the day when you had all, like, everything was on sale. Everything was on ridiculous cheap sale. That was the day that people would camp outside for hours in the cold, and that was the day that the stores were absolutely insane. But yeah, so Boxing, apparently, I learned this last night because Toot sent me a Toot Talk about it. Toot Talk is when you don't actually go on TikTok, it's when you just watch the TikToks that Toot sends you. Toot Talk. That it is a thing that, like, British and British colonies have. And the name Boxing Day comes from a Victorian tradition of the upper classes regifting things in boxes to their servants, and then the servants bringing those boxes home the day after Christmas. I learned that last night. Like, I knew that Boxing Day was a thing. I didn't know, and I assumed it had something to do with, like, present boxes, but I didn't know that there was an actual, like, etymology of it. But yeah, yesterday was Boxing Day. And we are having a Boxing Week sale. So yeah, go check out the shops. It says I really wanted it to be that I get to box anyone who pissed me off over the holidays. Wouldn't that be great? Like the, what's the Seinfeld thing? Festivus? The airing of grievances? If it actually had to do with boxing the sport, that would be fantastic. Let the retail workers fight back. Oh dear. Toot says I'm not allowed to air grievances. So I'm not doing any New Year, New Start, but what about you guys? Do you have any plans for a fresh start for the new year, or even just, like, plans for next year in general? Are you going to be doing WhipGo or a stitchy game like that, or is it just going to be kind of stitching on what you want when you want? The 2026 plans are hitting FlossTube left, right, and center. I've been watching a lot of those. Oh, Gardeners, you are doing the Zerastana Sal of the Ink Circle Dragons. I was looking at that one. I don't really do Sals. But I do love Ink Circles, and I do love Zerastana. But those 4 patterns didn't really call to me. You don't either? Toot says, I will continue to use the rigid structure that feeds your soul. Excellent, well done. Lady K says, if I start anew, it will be from finishing the bat. Nice. Yeah, because as I remember, you're a fairly monogamous crafter, if I recall correctly. Oh, Argyle, you are thinking of streaming. I believe you mentioned that you were going to start streaming woodworking? Something like that? It wasn't stitching. Engraving tool. Interesting. There are the amount of crafting streams and, like, types of crafting on Twitch are always very entertaining. I always go through the list and I'm like, oh, I didn't know people are doing that. You got a new toy basically and you were going to stream it from the beginning? Nice. Well, you are definitely in a good crafty, streamy community. If you decide to jump into that. Aw, thank you. Thank you for the hydrate, dude. I completely skipped a stitch. I saw someone on FlossTube who it's their 45th birthday this year, I believe. So they are starting 45 new things over the course of the year. Which, on the one hand, sounds like, yes, start all the new things. That's gonna be so much fun. And then on the other hand, it's like, that's so many things. For me, anyways. Like, your whip load is entirely individual. Everyone's preferences for how many whips they have is totally up to them. For me, it seems like it would be a lot of fun to start them, and then I would immediately get overwhelmed at having so many things on the go and not feel like I could start anything else, and then just feel stressed. But I know a lot of people who are process stitchers. They just get a lot of joy out of working on stuff, and it doesn't have to be finished anytime soon. I found that cross stitchers, in my experience, because coming from like the world of knitting, cross stitchers are much more likely to be okay with or to plan for multiple years for a whip, whereas in knitting most people plan to have something that can be done in a few months. So it's just there's a difference cognitively, I think, between those two cultures, where in cross stitch having multiple whips that are going to take you multiple years to do it's not a source of stress for a lot of people. That's just what's kind of normal. Argyle is a monogamous cross stitcher because you have a million crochet projects going. That is valid. And Gardens is wants to do a temp pattern, but you don't know which one yet. Well, I have two, as you know. There is the Temperature Snake, which was released this year, and then last year's Magical Year. So if you want to check those out, feel free. Temperature Snake is on Etsy and Coffee, and Magical Year was last year's freebie for December. It was just on the Coffee and the Patreon. Mike says, I don't know for sure what I'll start. I don't plan much, but have gathered the threads for Life in Full Bloom. Yay! Someone in one of my servers started that one yesterday. Toot. Toot, it is not a double leap year. Toot, it's not a double leap year. It's not even a single leap year. What am I gonna do with you? But yeah, I saw someone had started Life in Full Bloom. They're doing a color conversion on it to use some overdyed threads, and it's looking really good so far. But they just have kind of like the structure of the central house done, and they were like, I didn't know if you'd recognize it this early, and I almost didn't. I almost like looked at it and then like clicked away, but for some reason they had done the base of the tree, and that single motif like twigged in my head that was my pattern. You're also going to make your mom's earrings into stitch minders? Yeah, you were saying. I definitely have a needle minder making problem. Let's be real honest. Although this one isn't one that I made. This one I got ages ago, maybe 2017, 2018, something like that, from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Yeah, way back in the day. I feel like this might have been even earlier than that. Like 2013. I can't remember. I feel like I got it when we were in our old house, which would have put it pre-2014, but at the same time that doesn't seem right. But with the little pumpkin people, I figured it was good for this one. A double leap year is not a thing. When I was counting how many stripes that the temperature snake needed, I counted so many times, and then I double checked to make sure it wasn't a leap year, and Toot kept telling me it was a leap year or a double leap year, or there was some other reason that it wasn't 365. Like, no. The troll. Oh, there it is. Let me just pin that real quick. Oh, thank you. Toot's on it. So yes, there is the link to the shops. Mike says, funny you should mention needle minders. I'm thinking I might try to make a couple since I currently only have one that you move from project to project. Yeah, for sure. They're fun for me. Argyle says, yes, I meant needle minders, not stitch minders. Not quite awake. Oh no! Oh, I hope everything's okay. But yeah, I like needle minders because you can make pretty much anything that's small, flat, and fairly thin into a needle minder. Most people use enamel pins because they are kind of easy to find in the right, because they're usually the right size and shape. They just happen to have a pin back. And I'm experimenting with some different stuff. Like I've made some decoupage ones. I use earrings and pendants and pin back buttons. Those are actually my favorites, the pin back buttons. Skibbity minder. I'm not making your skibbity toilet blind bags into a needle minder. Okay, good. It says this house is a prison. Yep. No skibbity needle minder for you. That's a good idea, Argyle. Definitely got to be careful with stuff like that. What was I gonna say? Got distracted. It was something about new. Oh yes. So my only solid plan for 2026 stitching so far is I really want to finish Woodland Enchantress. I have, let's see, I can actually pull it up because I've got my iPad in front of me. My iPad. I have an iPad now. My PK tablet. I'm at 35%, which is... Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. I have just about 28,000 stitches left on Woodland Enchantress. So it is pretty doable to finish in the next year. Thank you for the hydrate. I will get that in a second. I just made a knot. Oh, shoot. I think this knot may be a little more involved. Ooh, never mind. Maybe that did it. Okay, we can hide that. It'll be fine. Thank you for the hydrate. But I want to finish Enchantress because not because I want to do another full coverage, because I don't think I'm going to be I just don't think I'm a full coverage girly, gender non-specific. But I did source a dimensions pattern for a ridiculous 90s wizard. Fortitude's Crisis, hello! It's been so long. So glad to see you. Life has been lifing? Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I'm so glad you were able to pop in. If you want to give us the update, feel free. If you want to just vibe and stitch, also feel free. I'm working on this for the next 20 minutes or so, and then after our break I'm going to switch to a different project. But yeah, so I found a dimensions pattern, and it's one of these like completely overdone wizards that were really popular in the 90s, like very Teresa Wensler-esque, like lots of colors and swirling robes and ridiculousness. I love him. He will be my child at some point. But that is the next like big full coverage-ish project that I'm going to be doing after Woodland Enchantress. But I want to finish Woodland Enchantress so I can get there. I will not be doing him full coverage, however, because the background of the piece is mostly black and it's very boring. I say, stitching a witchy stitcher piece with 2,000 stitches of black left. I don't know what's up next after I finish this one and after I finish Green Bungalow. I think I'm gonna leave it a little bit loosey-goosey. See what I'm feeling like in the minute. But both of those I'm not super close to a finish. I'm also not super far from a finish. I've got 2,000 or 3,000 stitches on each. Mike asks, beyond stitching plans, do you have any design plans you can share? Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Onwards and upwards with business, basically. I'm going to continue to design for Just Cross Stitch magazine, and hopefully they continue to like my stuff. We're going to bring more patterns to the print market. In terms of events next year, we are going to be doing at least one Mystery Sal. That's going to be in the style of Tiny Witch and Tiny Garden. And then yeah, I'll be collabing with a couple other friends for some fun upcoming projects. So yeah, there'll be a few more collabs, like the one that I'm doing with Hex. And yeah, I'm hoping to be able to do 2 Sals next year. I don't know if that's going to be doable, but at least one. Thank you for the command for Hex. Yes, we are bringing some of Hex's art to the cross stitch world. We are. I'm also going to be working with Miko, our stream artist, to bring some of their pieces into cross stitch, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then you can probably continue to see collabs between myself and Cryptic, myself and Moon, maybe myself and Toot, who knows. I don't have a Toot command anymore. I'm sorry. Here, let me show you it. I know, this stream is a prison. Oh, Toot, don't go cry forever. But speaking of a sea of black, which is what I was doing when I was talking about the enchanter like a while ago, the fabulous 90s wizard. You guys can see what I've done here with my sea of black. This is a witchy stitcher piece, which means of course there is so much 310. But I finished the pumpkin Toot's dress, and I finished the outline of Pumpkin DH's suit. So this all needs to be filled in with black. This is all black. I have a little bit of orange to go in there. This is all black. And then they've both got hats, and then there's like a floral frame. So there's just a lot of black fill in that needs to happen now. And then I'm gonna see that I need to fill in their faces and their hats and then do most of the frame. But yeah, this was actually 2 different Witchy Stitcher patterns from Meg's new book, Witchy Stitching, which is a very good book. And she had these as 2 separate patterns, so each figure had a frame on their own. So I kind of mooshed them together and made a few adjustments. Like you can see that the Toot pumpkin has purple accents, in their dress and socks, and the DH pumpkin has green. And also, DH pumpkin is several stitches shorter than Toot pumpkin, as is accurate. As charted, these two are the same height. But yeah, I thought this might be a fun little family portrait for our games room or Halloween. Actually, I have the 720 that goes here. I think I'm gonna grab it because it's in Green Bungalow at the moment. I'm gonna grab that and quickly fill that in. Oh, thanks, Argyle. Yeah, as soon as this was I got the book, Witchy Stitching, and I started this like either the day of or the next day because I needed it. I don't know if you heard that zipping. I started it very like ASAP because I saw it and it just immediately made me think of us. Oh, I'm so sorry about the zipping. I will try and zip further from the mic. Because I was talking over it, I just saw the mic picking up. I just saw the sound bouncing, the soundbar bouncing, so I couldn't tell if it was just my voice or also the zip. Right, let's... Ooh. Ooh, sorry, Earls. Hi, Early. Are you here to... oh, hi. Hello, my love. You gently put one paw. Oh, you guys can't even see. She has one paw just resting on the cross stitch. Early, would you like some pets? Early, would you like some pets? Thank you for appreciating the Early. Thank you, thank you. I think I feel a little scattered today. I don't know if... I mean, I had a bit of a rough morning. And I don't think I really, like, mentally prepared to stream today. Like, I knew I was streaming. Like, I had it scheduled. Like, I knew it was going on, but I hadn't, like, worked on it, if that makes sense. I kind of prepared myself to talk for 2 hours. And I mean, you're not talking to no one, I'm talking to all of you wonderful people, and I do have a very lovely active chat that talks back to me. Early, can I have my cross stitch, please? Really? But you still kind of have to talk to yourself a little bit. And I don't think I was quite mentally prepared for that. Good morning, Moon! Hello, hello! I'm so glad you woke up in time to join us. Real honest. But, yesterday, I was working in the office, and I have a rolling desk chair, and it's a big chair for big boys. It's a Mr. Big and Tall chair, so it's a pretty like sturdy, heavy wheeled desk chair, gamer chair. And I was reaching for something and it was just a little bit too far away, and I ended up flipping my chair on top of myself, which if you've ever done that, is not so fun. Like just that total moment of complete unbalance where you no part of you is where you think you're supposed to be, and then all of a sudden you're on the ground with a chair on top of you. Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't bang anything up. I'm just kind of like generally sore now. It was a very silly mistake. So I'm just a little like, I'm kind of generally sore, generally stiff, generally slow moving, but nothing specifically is wrong. Yay! I'm glad you are like catching stream. I'm happy you're happy. Today I'm doing my Stitches Chats command stream. So all of our lovely friends voted on which project they wanted to see me stitch on for the first half of stream, and I'll be doing another poll over the ad break in about 10 minutes, and you guys can tell me which one you would like me to stitch on for the second half of stream. And I'm gonna take Pumpkin Couple out of the thing, so you only have the two options. And we've also been talking about our New Year plans. If anyone's doing New Year, new starts, anything like that. I have decided that I am not doing a New Year, new start, because I was looking at my whips and I'm actually really happy with my non-shop whips. I was feeling startitis because I haven't started a non-shop. I don't know why I have to like keep doing this gesture, but non-shop whip since the beginning of October, which was this guy. No, which is Green Bungalow. Green Bungalow I started in October. But I'm really happy with like my balance of whips. Except that I have too many things going on for the shop that I need to finish up, so we'll be working through some of those this afternoon. And Early is here. This one's actually been pretty good to stitch on for stream because, as you can see, I've made myself a coloring book. I'm all of this is getting filled in with 310. And this pattern actually makes use of both 310 and C310. So C310 being the étoile version, which is like a strand of cotton with a strand of sparkle metallic. So it's a lot easier to work with than the pure metallic, which would be the E310, which I think I also have some of. But let me see if I can show you guys the sparkle, because it's used throughout. So the face of the tiny pumpkin is sparkly. Really not wanting to show up. And then their bow ties are sparkly. Like, you can definitely see the subtle sparkle in real life, and there is a bit of a shade difference. You can kind of see that the C310 looks a little bit grayer. And then their boots are both in the C310. So But yeah, I managed to get, actually during Moonstream last night, I managed to get the rest of this dress filled in, which was a big accomplishment that felt very good. I kind of want to try and get the rest of the suit filled in before I move the frame again. Because I can work on the like floral frame over here, but I would have to move it slightly more sideways to get all of it in, and I'd have to move it more up to get, like, if I want to do another section of the pattern, I have to move the frame, basically. So I want to try and get as much of the suit filled in before I move the frame as possible, because that's going to be the longest, slowest part of it. I think if I tried to do all of the 310 in the pattern at once, I would have walked away from the pattern completely, which I kind of did for a little bit. This was in hibernation for a little while, but I need my brain craves novelty, as we know, novelty and structure. Alright, I'm moving a little bit off camera here. I'm trying to stay stitching with Early taking up this area. This earlier. Get it? Earlier. It's Early's area. I'm funny. Okay. Hands are done. Lovely, lovely. Oh, angry earls. Caesars. Caesars. Okay. Snoop snoop. Welcome to Verbal Stems with me, the person who can't stop verbally stimming while stitching. Every time I need to look for my scissors, my brain goes, Caesars? Well, my hands do this one. Caesars? Scissors? Scissors? Early is unimpressed. Oh, come on. I don't want to use the thread, or I just want to thread my needle. There we go. Yay! Got it. Alright, back to coloring in his pants. It is very satisfying filling in big chunks of color like this. I've been using the typewriter method on my other whips. Doesn't quite work on this one, but it's working really well on Woodland Enchantress, and it definitely twigs the parts of the brain that like novelty but also like structure and also like to see progress. It does very good things for my brain, that method of stitching. But what we're gonna do is I am going to, now that I finished his hands and picked him back up again, we're actually gonna take our ad break. So we're going to take a little stitch break, just 3 minutes. I'm going to run some ads. You're not going to miss anything. I'm not going to talk. I am going to put up a 5-minute poll, and you guys can tell me what to stitch on for the second half of stream. So if you don't have something to drink, go grab something to drink. If you are subbed, just enjoy the vibes. If you're not subbed, hang on for the ads, and I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. All right, bye. Hey, welcome back. Well, this goes to the side. I put my stitching to the side instead. Oh, or else. So we got a minute or so left on the poll. So just throw a vote in there for which project you'd like me to stitch on for the second half of stream. I'm just going to get a few more stitches in on Pumpkin Couple. Morning, Gwen. What's up, nerds? How are you doing? How's the new desk? New desk is fresh. Yes. So clean. So ready to organize. So satisfying. I was going through my craft supplies for finishing some stuff, for finishing some shop samples, and I have a doom box of general office slash craft supplies, and almost everything I needed was in there. So I really need to go through that and put it away at some point. And I really made a point of, when I was finished with what I managed to dig out, to put it away where it goes and not just yeet it back into the doom box. Your desk is fresh but small. Have much organization to do this weekend? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get this zip bag far enough away from the mic that you won't hear it. Nope, didn't work. Nope. Nope. Did I just say that Woodland Enchantress was the winner? Because Woodland Enchantress was the winner. I'm just gonna mute for a sec because I've got to rummage through this drawer and I don't want to rummage in your ear. Rummaging complete. I have to, okay, so this is one of the grime guards that Moon made for me. Moon and Mama Moon made for me. They are sized for Q-snap, so they're super thick. Paranormal Activity was me moving the camera. So they are super thick. So they don't work so well for nurges. So what I did with the other ones was I did a running stitch to basically make them smaller. And this one I did the running stitch with the bulk on the outside. Whoop. And then the other one, which is on another project somewhere in my bag. Here it is. I have all of my projects here. So this one I did the running stitch, so the bulk of it was inside, so it looks a little bit cleaner. Thank you for the appreciations. But I still need to do that with this one for Woodland Enchantress. So The grime guard is off at the moment and does not quite fit as I wish it to. Which is too bad because there's a lot of extra fabric going on here. But this is Woodland Enchantress. Early decided to leave us. This is my Dimensions kit. I'm going to unwrap this even though it's probably a bad idea. So you guys can get a look at what's going on here. So this is 35% done, which is very exciting. This bottom corner from this line down is completely filled in except for her dress. So this bottom corner is done. This top corner is done. And what I've done is I've moved over here and I started at that line and I'm filling in everything again that isn't her dress. So I'm going to try and get all of the background done first and then focus on her. As you can see, I have done a little bit of her, like I filled in her face and some of her hair. That's been really nice. This bottom corner was so satisfying to do. Because I did this whole thing in maybe like 6 days, 7 days of just hyper focus work. It was very satisfying to see come together. Oh, Quarter Stitch uses a tag gun to hold extra fabric when you don't have a grime guard that fits. Interesting. That would definitely work. Do you find that it leaves a hole in your fabric that has been difficult to deal with so far? Or has it been pretty markless? Okay, so yes. So like I said, I've been using the typewriter method over here, which basically you start at the top, which obviously this isn't the top, but this is where I decided the top. Top right, top left, top left. Gwen is gonna have to figure out a grime guards for the new nurge for the Fringe. 2 nurge, 2 giant. Top left, and then like, so you would take whatever color that first stitch is, and then you would work that color across the row and down until for 1 thread, and then you'd go back up and you do the next color, and then you work that for 1 thread and down. So that's what I did. So I really like it because I'm working on a different thread every time. I'm constantly changing colors, but at the same time there's structure. And at the same time, I'm getting a lot of progress in because you can really start to see that area of color develop. You use as small a tag as you can. With Ada, you try to go through the holes, yeah. You haven't finished a piece yet, so I don't know how the hole is to deal with if not stitched in. Well, I would love to know your final results with that experiment. Because that is really an interesting idea. Okay, so what? Ah, the next color is white. Excellent. That should be at least easy to find in the giant tangle. So I've never done a dimensions kit before, and I know lots of people have different methods of doing them. I was informed that I should not take them off these cards, which I agree with. I think that's a good idea. However, should I be worried about this? Should I spend some time like deconstructing this? Like, I've been able to pull single threads out of it just fine, but like, yeah, okay. I think I might spend some time trying to deconstruct that there. Toot says bring it to me after stream. I can do it. I can do it. I don't want to put more work on your shoulders. I know today is Leshy Day. I will work on it after stream. Can you do? I can. Wow, the sass from my own spouse. Maybe I can do it. We'll see. I will start it, and if I need help, I will ask for help instead of being stubborn. So just... Wow. Okay. See, now I'm saying that I was having no problem getting thread off, and now I'm having problem getting a single thread out. Abominate? Okay. Alright, so 1 second. Before I bobbinate, I just want to make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. Fix my shit. If I'm not bobbinating this, I'm not working this out on stream, because if I were to do that, I feel like we would be here for a very long ass time. Okay, how many threads am I using for this? I am using 2 threads for this. I'm using 2 threads for... Oh, the bobbinate is for this mess after stream? Okay. I will take your bobbinate redeem for after stream then. So that leads to the second question. How should I control that? Someone said braiding. Who said braiding? Someone said braiding. Gwen. Gwen said maybe do some braids. Okay. I can do braids. Get good. Do better. Wow. Mike says he's remembering why he likes monochromatic samplers. Gwen does twists and sometimes braids on your millions of parked threads. Your 400 shades of brown. I love that I've got all these gorgeous blues, and the one that I'm working on during stream is white. Okay. Argyle says we used to punch holes in cardboard with larger spaces between them and then thread the floss through. It keeps it more organized. I don't know if I'm necessarily up for that, because there are so many colors. But it might be enough of a mess that I have to do that. But that may be a thing that happens. Because the other gripe, the other qualm that I have with the Dimensions color card is that... Oh, we're not doing co-working today. Why is that up? Is that the numbers aren't in order. So it's very hard to find things. Oh god. Okay. Peepaw mode. The glasses are coming off. glasses are coming back on. Oh yeah, I'm not abominating each one, especially because some of them are only like 2 or 3 strands. Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure between Toot and I we can figure out a way to salvage this. Yes, it is a Dimensions Gold kit. And yes, I am doing white on white, Mike. Fire would work. So this kit actually originally came with Dove Gray fabric, 16 count, and I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to switch it to 20 count, pre-gridded, while changing the number of threads of everything, not realizing that the number of threads required varied. I thought that like all of the background was done in 3 threads and all the foreground was done in 2. That is not the case. That is not the case whatsoever. So if I were to do that again, I think I would, for a full coverage piece like this, I would switch out the kit fabric for pre-grid fabric. However, I would go for the same count. I wouldn't try and change the count. But I'm really enjoying this 20 count. I think the 20 count Ada for large projects is definitely my happy place. For everything else, 16 count is my happy place. And our guy says those kits always give it lots of extra floss. I think you'll be fine. Oh yeah, I wasn't so worried about that, especially because I went for a smaller count. So I'm gonna end up with tons of extra floss. And then I skip all the way down here. Quarter stitch is 18 count for everything. And Arla needs to try 20 count. I like it. So I've tried 20 count. I've tried like really small even weave counts. 36, 32. I tried a 25 count even weave, which is what a lot of people use for full coverage, because you can do 2/1 half cross, which is how Moon's doing Rose Library. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it at all. I don't know, something about it was just like I did maybe 10 stitches and I'm like, no, I don't like this. So I think just I don't like even weave in general, because of the way that you have to like pay attention to how the strands are. But Ada only goes down to 20 count, so. The 16 count sparkle that Toot is talking about we got from Etsy. The seller is Lilu X Stitch. So good, so good. I love it. We're gonna be placing another order soon-ish, I think. And Argyle started with 11 count. I don't think I've actually ever used 11 count. I've used like the 10. Oh, thank you, Toot, for the link. I've used plastic canvas in like a 10 or a... I think this is either a 10 or a 7 count. But I've never used like 11 count Ada. Toot says they have 32 count glitter. Someone tell you no? Toot, yes. Toot, make all the tiny things. Toot, imagine the tiny, tiny leshies you could make. Tiny, tiny leshies. Quarter stitches with me. 25 count was awful. I don't know, like it's so many people's go-to. That I'm sure there are lots of wonderful, wonderful benefits to 25 count. I just don't prefer it. Which is what I like about cross stitch, is that there are so many ways of doing this, and materials and fabrics, and if something isn't working for you, it's not because cross stitch isn't for you, it's because that specific thing you're using isn't for you. And there will be something that makes your brain go brr. I'm sorry for bringing up Leshy. That was unfair. To make you think of little tiny Leshies that you could make. But yeah, like I'm enjoying this enough. And I'm gonna be really happy with the finished product. But yeah, I don't think I'm just a full coverage person. I think I like the idea of full coverage more than I like the execution of it. The problem is that there are so many gorgeous full coverage patterns out there. Like, unconventional X-stitch, especially, is just a rabbit hole. For Argyle, no on the 32 count unless they're working it over 2 strands. I've done that. Working over 2. And it's not so bad, actually. I thought it would be worse in terms of counting, but kind of like once you get into a rhythm of it, it's not terrible. And I do like it for projects that need a lot of like fractional backstitch, because I dislike doing fractional backstitch. And if I do it over 2, then it's no longer fractional, it's just regular backstitch. I did that for a little piece I finished for Toot, and also for pieces that I did for Moon and Commander that were all black work. I did them over 2 on 18 count, so they were technically over 9 count, but they were so tiny. Like, it worked out good. They're super cute. Toot says, I prefer finishing projects. That too. I was saying earlier that having multi-year whips is more common in the cross-stitch world, or more expected. It's not for me. It's just not something that I enjoy, which is fine. So that's why I'm really looking forward to getting her done this year. And so I set a goal for December to do, I think it was like 11%, because I was at 24 or something. I wanted 35. It was not a strenuous goal. I mean, the fact that I was hyper-focused on it for a few days helped. But also because a lot of it is half-stitch. It went by really fast. So I think doing 10% a month is not going to be too much of a strain on my time or resources. It just depends on how much I can focus on it. But if I do 10% a month, so I'm at 35% now, so I've got 6.5 months to go. So I'd be finished at like mid-July. Mike says one of the Twitch streamers you follow has a project he estimates will take him 20 plus years to finish. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of Twitch streamers do. Not Twitch streamers. A lot of like floss tubers and things will have projects that they think either will take them 20 plus years or that they just straight up will not finish in their lifetime. Cryptic says, like Toot told me with the Gen 1 Pokemon, see you in 15 years. Yeah, that's definitely one of those multi-year whips right there. Cryptic has been stitching for 2 months and picked up the Gen 1 Pokemon piece that's like every Gen 1 Pokemon. Something like 800,000 stitches, I believe. 35k stitches. Poster size finish on 14 count. I thought it was more stitches than that. I swear it was at least 100,000. Gwen says, oh my god, Cryptic. Yep. But we are here to support. I cannot wait to see it come to life. Because those Pokemon patterns have always tempted me as well. Because there's something, especially Gen 1, like, for... yeah, 1,875. 187,056. I can read numbers. The Gen 1 Pokemon especially are just so nostalgic for, you know, people of our age. And Argyle says, have you seen the Pokemon wall? It's got all Gen 1 Pokemon. Oh, that's cool. And yeah, Cryptic and Commander have all of the confidence and all of the audacity, and we love to see it, and we encourage it 100%. 100%. $364 colors, 20 pages of PDF. You got it. I don't know if I was telling you. I think I might have mentioned it, but I saw someone who's doing that pattern, but they're doing each Pokemon. They're doing it one Pokemon at a time. So like it's a collage where all of the Pokemon are in one massive piece. So they're actually singling out each individual Pokemon and doing that as a single finish. And they're doing them in dex order. So like the first Pokemon they're working on could be down here, and then the next one's like up here, and then they're doing one over here. It looks really I think they've done like 7 or 8 at this point, and it looks really cool. If I can find the person that I'm thinking of, I will link it in the server, because it's a really interesting way of doing that that project that also breaks it up into tiny finishes. Like instead of one massive piece, it's 151 small pieces. Gwen says, I was with you until you said dex order. Yeah. Like it seems cool now, but when they start to get to the end and one Pokemon is just like 2 stitches off. I mean, I think they are using pre-grade, which you would have to for that kind of thing. I would not be able to count and landmark that wildly. Cryptic says, from a construction and OCD background, my confidence comes from breaking it down piece by piece and hoping the pieces fit in the end. And Toot says, I fully believe you'll get it done and enjoy the process. It's going to be great. Yeah. Yeah, I can really see how cross-stitch works well with your brain. And that makes me happy. I am doing white on white. This is the most boring stitching you've ever seen. Maybe I should have picked a different color. But this one was the next in order, and we crave structure. She says, it's hard to explain. I'm detail-oriented with a happy little accident here and there. Yeah, that makes sense. We made a knot. No one's going to mention the knot. No one is going to mention the knot that I just made. And how large of a tangle it's going to make on the back of this piece. No one's going to mention it. Could I have cut the knot out and stopped and started this thread? Absolutely. Am I going to do that? No. Alga says if it's on the back, no one needs to know. Exactly. Who's gonna know? No one needs to know. Alright. Look at that. Look at that impressive progress there. You cannot even see. Right there. Oh, you can kind of see it. I am going to pick a different color though, because I need slightly better lighting for this. Mark off what I've done so I do not forget what I've done. Oh, no squirrel. You're not squirrel. Okay. Next color is a blend. So let me figure out what that is. $17,022 and $17,150. God. Give me your single thread. I feel like I should be telling Toot to look away at this point, as I attempt to get this thread off. Oh, that was fairly painless. And then I need one of these. Although at this point I feel like doing a new floss card maybe the play. See. Look, I did it. Look, Ma, no hands. Oh, except that I need 2 of those. Okay. For Toot. Now, for my next trick, I'm going to attempt to thread a size 28 needle with 3 strands without the use of a threader. This could either go perfectly well the first time, or it's going to be intensely problematic. Oh, we're going with intensely problematic, are we? Oh, no, 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 no. First heckin' try. 3 strands. Size 28 needle. No needle threader. Oh, God. Thank you. I was pretty impressed with that myself. I really dislike using needle threaders. I really, really dislike using needle threaders. I don't know why. I'm not like morally opposed to them. Like, if you need a needle threader, you need a needle threader. I find them so fiddly for myself that I would rather try, fail than reach for a needle threader and then still have to try a couple of times. So the color I'm currently working in is a blend, and it's actually 1 strand of like 2 strands of dark blue and 1 strand of a lighter blue, and so it's this darker marled one that I'm working on now. But it does come out a gorgeous shade. But I think I'm gonna leave the white for fill-in after I've done everything else around the white. I think that might be the play here. Or I might just go to my other setup with better lighting and finish off this thread of white. The only thing is, trying to use 3 strands, even half cross, on this 20 count is a bit of a fight. On the called for 16 count, it would have been 5 strands, which seems ridiculous. Like, that would be so poofy. But I mean, it seems to really work in terms of adding dimensionality and texture to it. These Dimensions Gold kits are much more complex than I thought they were. I'll just leave it like that. Early likes it, yeah. Early likes this shade of blue. Yeah. Giving me little warm woofle breaths. Thank you for the coworker appreciation. What else? What you doing? No? Want some chin scritchies? Yeah. Yeah, that's your favorite. The gold line was for more detail and a crisper finish, if I remember. I love them. Yeah, I've noticed that there's more backstitch, and then there's more finishing details. Like this one has beads as well as gold braid, which is going to be another adventure in and of itself when I get there. But yeah, you can really see how with the typewriter method, it fills things in a very satisfying manner as you work down. Because even as you're leaving gaps, you're going back and immediately filling those gaps, but you're not... Because that was the thing with me in cross country, is I never knew when to stop. Like, I never knew what... So that's why I liked the... I have a knot. Hang on. Or else is gonna sleep there while I figure out this knot. And that's why I liked the cross-country by diagonal method, because there was very much like a structure as to you stitch until this point and then you're done. Whereas with cross-country, it's kind of like you just stitch until you're done, and then it's like, okay, but when am I done? Okay, this knot's just living here. But with the typewriter method, it's until you finish that thread. That's the size of your box. Which is very nice. I just did it again, by the way. I just re-threaded this needle. First try, 3 strands. Hi. Hey. Yeah, are you getting overstimulated? Sorry. Yeah. You're grumpy. You don't want me to touch you, but you want to be here. Alright, we're gonna try and cohab with Early, even though she's feeling a little overstimulated and doesn't want to be touched. I don't know, it says I can't even do 1 strand with a large hole needle. That takes me 5 minutes. And Lady K says, see no touch. See no touch. Of course she's grumpy. Her office was invaded this morning. It was. This is your bog witch swamp. How dare they? Early, this is my stream and I am stitching. You can't just angry tail at me every time the thread touches you. Toot, if you could actually do another shout out for Cryptic, please. He hasn't posted his schedule for next week yet, I believe, but there was an announcement on his stream last night that his next scheduled stream is going to be a Stitchy stream. That's going to be Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern. And he's actually going to be stitching up one of my minis. You made the mistake of supporting me. That's what you did, Cryptic. So yeah, he's going to be doing a Stitchy stream on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. So go drop him a follow and we can hang out with him then. I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with Freddy. So yeah. And definitely keep an eye. Lady K says he has fallen into the cult. No escape. Lost his surprising strength. Yes. He belongs to the cult now. He and Hellcat. Hellcat both. But yeah, definitely drop Cryptic a follow. He's going to be doing more Stitchy streams in the new year. And I am so excited. I'm very, very, very pleased. And in chat, of course, we've also got Moon, who does Stitchy streams. Her next one is Sunday. Friday will be one too. Shh, nobody knows. Okay, guys, just between you and me and chat, Cryptic's Friday stream is going to be a Stitchy stream as well. Live, laugh, love Cryptic. Most tight-knit community on Twitch. Yes, Cryptic won the Chat's Choice Award for most tight-knit community on Twitch, which is really, really cool. So yeah, and so deserved. I'm looking for something. I mean, it is in DMs, but Toot and I have been so chatty. Yes, I can see in the I can see in the corner of my screen that I have unread DMs from Cryptic, and Toot and Hellcat, and I have not gone to look at them yet. What was I in here for? Okay. I don't know when Moon's next. Yeah, I was looking for Moon's schedule. I don't know when Moon's next Stitchy stream is, but if you hop into her Discord and follow her on Twitch, you will, of course, know when she goes live next. And Toot is back tomorrow morning for Ghost Church. I will do that shout out because Toot cannot shout them. Ooh, sorry. Hey, gamer gal, Mo. Mo's easier. Shout out Oot. Toot. Okay, there we go. Hey Mo, welcome in. Yes, this is Early. Early is my little buddy. She's feeling a little bit, overstimulated, a little bit anxious right now. The other cats were in her space, so I'm trying not to, like, touch her too much, because she's just not in a space for it. You have to meet cats where they're at. Toot says, shh, no one can know we're friends. Toot and Cryptic not friends confirmed. Oh, that made me sad. Never mind, I take it back. Toot and Cryptic friends confirmed. But yeah, there's a shout out there for Toot in chat. They're gonna be back tomorrow morning with Ghost Church. Yay! And they've added the co-working overlay to their streams. So if you, like me, use them for body doubling and getting stuff done with a little bit of company, then absolutely. Now it is even easier. I am tentatively back Monday afternoon for co-working. tentatively. We have the Furnace Saga continues Monday morning, and it should be concluded by the time I would usually go live, but we're not sure. So yeah, tentatively Monday afternoon I will be back for co-working, but the whole schedule will be up in the Discord tomorrow. So if you guys have not joined the Discord, then you should probably do that because we're pretty cool. Mo says, I am lovingly perceiving here from a long distance. I love cats. Yeah, we do too here. We have 5 cats. All 5 of them were in my office this morning, which is very unusual. Usually this is like early safe space. So she's feeling a little invaded, which I can understand. But all 5 of them were in my office just before stream. It's like, guys, what is this, guys? But 1 or more of them will usually be on my desk during my streams. She's just not feeling peeply today. Or at the moment. She was very warm and loving earlier, and then the other cat nation attacked. Oh. So yeah, I think that is all of the news. I'll be back. Like, it's gonna be the regular schedule, except that Toot is not streaming Monday morning because of the ongoing Furnace Saga, and I am tentatively streaming Monday afternoon because of the ongoing Furnace Saga. But then the rest of the week will be right back on schedule. And yeah, the sale in the shops is still going on. It will be on until midnight on January 1st. So like 11:59 p.m., not 1 a.m. that midnight. That makes sense. January 1st, you can still shop the sale. Oh, I'm so sorry, Cryptic. Yeah, we've got HVAC guys coming in and out, and we don't know what part of the house they'll be in and all of that kind of stuff, so. Early's back. Hellcat back to work, all 3 kids, no Toot, and maybe no DH. Aw. Heck. I'm sorry. I will do my best to be there for you in the afternoon, but I honestly, with HVAC, any kind of contractors, you just never know, especially around the holidays. I don't know what the day is gonna look like, so we'll see. But oh yeah, if you guys weren't here last week, we still have no heat. There was a blizzard yesterday. We have no heat. However, the humans are doing just fine, and we have lots of heating pads and warm blankets for the kids, so everyone's been doing okay so far. I think yesterday was just the first day that we kind of felt a little bit of the, oh right, we don't have a working furnace right now. What the heck did I do? Guys, I think I just started doing full cross. Because I got so distracted talking to y'all. Okay, let's go full peepaw mode here and investigate this. But do you guys see? Oh, that is not gonna zoom in enough. I need to get a better like micro camera. But these last 4 stitches I think are in full cross. Gwen says, DH, how could you? I'm sorry. That's one thing, like, living in an apartment, I like not having to deal with responsibilities of snow shoveling and such, but you're living on someone else's schedule. That's the That's one of the things you give up. Oh my god, I totally did these full cross. 3 strands full cross on 20 count. What am I doing? What am I doing? Keep on mode, deactivate. What kind of investigator are you? Hey, Commander, welcome in. I almost used Commander's Govy name. Don't know why. Whoop. Hey, Commander, good morning, good morning. We're actually going to wrap up here in a few minutes. You guys know I don't usually go longer than a couple hours on Saturday mornings. And it has been, unfortunately, a couple of hours. I know. Already. How could I? How could I do this to you? I mean, Tootmas? Yes. Tootmas. Commander has become the Toot. Hey, this is your name. I know, of course. Sorry, how could I be so foolish? How could I be so foolish? Alright, I have unpicked the accidental full crosses that I did. Why I did full crosses? I could not tell you. Some of these stitches look very sloppy, but we'll figure it out. The thing that I found with half cross is that they get very fluffy, like overnight as they sit, and they kind of even themselves out. So I've stopped really stressing about. Guys. Ooh, I jinxed my. No, I didn't. Haha! 3 times in a row, first try. I've tried to stop stressing myself out about the evenness of my half stitches because they tend to even themselves out. But yeah, I think we are going to get wrapped up there. I just snoozed the ads so that we're not going to run into ads. But thank you guys so much for joining me. This was the last Stitchy stream of the year. Like I said, I may or may not be back on Monday, but we'll let you guys know. So if I don't see you before New Year's, then Happy New Year's. And I hope it goes well for everybody and that you're all safe and happy. And I hope that you all go buy stuff from us and that you follow Cryptic and Moon and Thomas and all of the friends. Yeah, and just we have so much love and support to give. It isn't a finite resource, and you're not taking it away from someone else by giving it to someone else. So yeah, we're all about the community here. So I'm gonna hop on over to the end screen here. Shifting a little bit away from Early. So I will let Early enjoy some peace and quiet here. I think I need to turn down the music a little bit. Yeah, I'll let Early enjoy some peace and quiet here in the office after I hop offline. We're going to find someone to raid out to, so let me just put in the raid message. But thank you guys so much for being here today. I really, really love our Saturday morning stitching, Stitchersons. Streams was the word I was looking for. Thank you. But okay. Alright, so we are actually going to continue. My section of the brain cell is going to go to sleep. We're going to bring you over to another section of the brain cell. And we are going to go see Commander, where he is live. So many friends live today. But yes, Commander is going to be doing some Silk Song grinding, so we're going to go over and hang out there. But yeah. been a while since I've been able to catch a full Silksong stream, so that's going to be really nice. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining me. Grab a raid message. Grab the first one if you're subbed. Grab the second one if you are not. So my friends, thank you so much for joining us. I will see you in the coffee shop. I'll see you in the Etsy shop. I'll see you in Early's nice, empty, peaceful, quiet office. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.